Zack Snyder has been a very busy man of late. At the back of the newly released Snyder Cut of the Justice League, he is finally moving on from the superhero franchise to return to zombie genre with his upcoming film titled Army of the Dead. On April 13th, Netflix decided to drop the trailer of the Zombie-heist film, which marks Snyder's comeback to filming a movie around the living dead 17 years after the release of his 2004 horror flick Dawn of the Dead. And we have heard a ton of interesting things about his yet-to-be-released film, Army of the Dead. The trailer of the film looks super interesting and promises a roller coaster experience filled with action, drama, thrill, and bits of comedy. But that is not all. There are a bunch of interesting facts that will leave you shocked. In today's video, I will share everything we know so far about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. But before we start, make sure to smash the like and subscribe button for more such engaging content in the future. Let's dive right into the video. This year is shaping up to be one of the most notable years in the career of Zack Snyder, with two major long-awaited projects finally seeing the light of day. Just to get it out of the way, Zack Snyder's Justice League recently came out on HBO Max on March 18, 2021, with his Netflix original zombie-heist film Army of the Dead, which has been working on for a long time, coming out on the streaming platform 2 months later. Let's see some of the interesting facts about this new release. So, what is happening with Army of the Dead, and what is it actually about? Well, there was a lot of buzz surrounding the release of Army of the Dead, specifically with its release date. The exact date remained a mystery for some until February 2021, a little more than 17 years after his Dawn of the Dead remake landed in theaters and set his career into motion. Not only this, but Zack Snyder has been planning Army of the Dead since 2007. Cinema Blend first reported on the upcoming zombie movie back in March 2007, which happened to be not long after the release of 300. Nearly 12 years after he started working on Army of the Dead, Snyder officially returned to the project in early 2019. By the sounds of things, Army of the Dead is going to be one hell of a ride. Seriously, listen to this description of the plot. The movie follows a group of heavily armed mercenaries who decided to plan a casino heist to retrieve $200 million in Las Vegas, which has been closed off to the rest of the world after the City of Sin is turned into the City of the Dead after a plague is released at the Area 51 military base. Talking about the movie, Zack Snyder told EW in an interview, "It is a full-blown, balls-to-the-wall zombie heist movie. So it's gone genre on genre in a great way. So you expect pure zombie mayhem, and you get that, 100%. But also you get these really amazing characters on a fantastic journey. It's gonna surprise people that there's a lot of warmth and real emotion with these great characters." Going off what Zack Snyder said, it looks like Army of the Dead will be equal parts of zombie thriller and emotional character-driven drama. If we talk about the cast, Dave Bautista leads Army of the Dead all-star cast. Dave Bautista has become one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood over the course of the past decade. And so it should come as no surprise that he will be leading the pack of mercenaries planning a job that will either end with some stuffed pockets for the crew or end up joining the ranks of the dead if it's a failure. Joining the wrestler-turned-actor in the Army of the Dead will be Ella Purnell, Ana de la Reguera, Garrett Dillahunt, Hiroyuki Sanada, Omari Hardwick, Tig Notaro, and Theo Rossi, just to name off a small portion of the insanely deep cast. What's even more interesting is that the shooting of the film started back in the summer of 2019, a time when the world looked a lot less like the opening shot of a zombie movie. Zack Snyder, Dave Bautista, and the rest of the cast and crew were hard at work on the set of the Army of the Dead. Snyder, who co-wrote and directed the upcoming zombies in the Las Vegas movie, also served as the film's cinematographer, as seen in his August 2019 tweet from a burned-out car surrounded by skeletons. Production on the Army of the Dead was largely completed throughout the summer of 2019, but Snyder and company would have to return a year later for a round of reshoots. This was because Zack Snyder had to conduct reshoots to replace one of the Army of the Dead's former stars. In August 2020, it was revealed that Chris D'Elia, who was set to have one of the leading roles of the Army of the Dead, was being booted from the project following accusations of sexual misconduct. So Zack Snyder was quick to find a replacement. Tig Notaro, who filmed her scenes in a quick round of reshoots. Another good news for the fans is that there is already a prequel film and anime series in the works. Those who are wanting more from the Army of the Dead universe, even though the movie has yet to drop on Netflix, will be glad to hear that the streaming service has already greenlit a prequel film and spin-off anime series, both to be released in the near future. The two new titles were revealed in a September 2020 Deadline report, which stated that the prequel series would follow Matthias Schweifer's character Ludwig Dieter leading up to the events of the upcoming movie. The anime series will be going with the Army of the Dead, Las Vegas, and will serve as an origin story for the Dave Bautista Scott Ward. Shay Hatton, who co-wrote Army of the Dead, will be penning both the prequel movie and the anime series, which will feature Zack Snyder and Jay Olivia each directing 2 episodes. That about catches up everything we know about Army of the Dead. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. What do you think about Zack Snyder's upcoming movie Army of the Dead? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching!